And there is the Austrian and Brazilian invasion of Aberdeen, which was a disaster. Extending the line around the Urals. Oh, yes, and they've cut off the Caucasus. That's actually a really big deal. That's a really, really big deal. I had not noticed that previously. Oh, we sank a bunch more French destroyers. Can we see how many ships they have left? Oops, just turn on that by accident. Oh, France! How are you doing for... We can't tell. Not very well, though. Neither's the Union of Britain. Less than 100. You have less than 50. Germany is almost 400. Yeah, so navally speaking, our side's pretty good. Who has the most factories in our faction? So I'm up to 55. Austria has 300. So it currently goes... Oh, Ukraine has 100. Sweden is 76. I have the same as Poland. Brazil is 92. So I'm no longer the second largest person in this faction. Argentina joined Third International. Meanwhile, the basic training of my Afrikanische Dschungeltruppe is almost finished. And then we can deploy them wholesale. Probably around the south. So we're definitely going to need to move the tanks back. So I think what I'm going to do is move the tanks back to here. Not because I'm planning to attack South Africa, I'm not. I just want them to have the planning preparation. Because once we hit this passage around Angola and start pushing into Zambia? Amboland, whatever this is. This is flat land, and this is where I'll want my tanks. Namibia, thank you. And yet, the Ethiopians are here in strength now. So at one point, you were super positive that you could start pushing, but now, not feeling quite so into it, are you? Oh, that's because we're actually being pushed back since we removed the tanks. Oh, and we're also out of fuel. I would like to buy some more. I'm being intercepted. Somewhere. Now I just need to try and get some submarines. Why are you saying you can't do this? Okay, now you can. Oh, it's because you were trying to repair. Huzzah! Aha! Meanwhile, you've gotten Fleet Protector, Superior Tactician, and Spotter. Probably could have thought about Destroyer Leader as well, but he's my capital ship guy. And then I think what I want to do is say I want... Never remember what I'm trying to do. I want just 3 more of those. And then I think I might actually start working on some submarines. Okay, you guys are now ready for deployment. So go ahead. And you are going to be commanded by Detzner. Hexdex coming in with a 37-month resubscription. Thank you very much for that, Hexdex. Very much appreciate it. Non-aggression with legation? Sure. Fall of London. Oh. Ho ho ho. Reports from London confirm the capital of the Union of Britain has been captured by advancing Austrian troops after long-pitched battles across the Thames River. British forces put up stiff resistance, hoping to delay the Austrian forces for as long as possible. They were eventually beaten back, and that is a pretty hefty Austrian naval invasion. Including armour. Britain might struggle to contain that. And Austria's broken through in Italy. Heck yeah, go Austria! The saviours of the Reichspakt, apparently. Let's start buying from Japan. I have a feeling we'll have a safer time buying it. Buying the fuel we need. There we go. Now we're actually gaining some. Japan took 16 states, Batavian Commune took 2, Dutch East Indies have been annexed. Boy of Amdo ordained the 14th Dalai Lama. Rarely does news come out of Tibet, especially positive news. The papers are reporting that a child of less than 2 has been found by the Tibetan Ganden Phrodrang and ordained as their next Dalai Lama. This 14th Dalai Lama comes after a tumultuous regency following the previous Lama's death that saw a high number of ranking Tibetan officials expelled. The journey of the members of the Ganden Phrodrang undertook, including lurid details of the danger the other children the Gaiden sought out only to find them dead or missing, makes for a thrilling story. It is the hope of the Tibetan people, including the many Tibetans currently living in exile, that the new Dalai Lama will grow up to be their Kibgon, or saviour. Heck yeah, Austria. And they're shipping in loads more troops. This might well be the end of Union of Britain. That'd be good. It would reduce the number of troops down here for sure. Okay, and as they arrive, we can reduce the militia lines to here. And have them responsible solely for the north. Okay, let's see how these new guys do. We're going to need to do a staff office plan. So you can get that planning preparation going nice and quickly. I can reduce the number of flame tanks we're producing. Hey, Doctrine! Oh, Naval Doctrine. Fleet and Being. No, hang on. Not Mountaineers. Submarines! Let's get tier 3s. Okay, looks like my shipping lines are now being protected. That's a lot better. And I think I'm pretty much ready to tell you lot to give it a go. Although I am going to reduce the area that you're responsible for. Let's do something like this. And we're still really short on AA. Thankfully you have a lot of guns now. How are things looking over in Europe? Italy's still definitely falling. Austria's attack still ongoing. Norway's pretty much gone. And we're into the Caucasus, Urals. In fact, we're across the Urals in a few places. Yeah, it's not looking good for Russia. It is definitely not looking good for Russia. Okay, now with a bit more of a concentrated effort, things are looking better on this side as well, so I think we're on the verge of being ready to give this a go. Just waiting for this division to move. Crazy Canadian wants me to drink some tea. I think that can be arranged. And that's the next level of the amphibious assault mechanized. Is there anything else I need to research shipping-wise? At the moment, no. So we're going to get amphibious tanks. Alright, I'm going to say, let's give it a go. Our first push in like 2 years. So far, so good. Dedicated jungle troops. Built them specially for this. That, if I'm right, is a supply... Oh, it's not a supply hub. Ah, I thought it was. Really like the unit logo. Yeah, me too. And we have some military factories now that we're taking those back. Which are going to go all into anti-air, because we desperately need those. And we have another doctrine. This is the final continuous offensive doctrine, which is organization loss while moving, which right now is going to be pretty useful. There's a supply hub. And there's one too. Now we just need to take the railways back, although this railway is connected to the coast, so we should be fine there. And we are no longer training armies. Let's get that infrastructure construction going instead. Really looks like the French don't have any answer to these jungle units. We do double their soft attack. And thanks to the light tanks, we have decent breakthrough too. First testing the specialized jungle units, and they're hitting like a truck. These have been good. These have been very good. And they're also gaining a lot of experience, which is nice. They're only going to get stronger. In fact, I've just realized that this is not actually a choke point. We want this attack going along the entire front line if possible. Take out this southern bit and then we'll sweep up and take out the rest. And there, Bukea. The place that the French fought for years to try to take from me. We took in a matter of hours. I'm really pleased with how this is functioning, actually. This is better than I expected. Much better than I expected. We're also pushing up there in the north now, that's good. Even across rivers. And these units, like, the reason I went with the 13 combat width is because I wanted them to be super, super light. So we're just not having any supply issues, really. Not yet, anyway. And we have no artillery, so we're not mashing up the ground either. Not particularly heavily. Japan took 7 states, Indo-Chinese Union has capitulated. Japan's getting kind of scary. Sure. That's not it. That's it. Flame tanks, light tank recon, infantry and AA. And I don't think that most of these even have that AA. We're still missing a whole bunch. And some of them probably don't have their light tank recon yet either. The main thing is the light tank flames, the light flame tanks. Very effective in jungle, as we are now seeing. Not so effective in marsh, although they are still holding. Now that there's 2 of them. Oh, that's interesting. 20... Okay, so my units are exactly half the strength of the French ones. 1 French division is 27 combat width. 2 of mine are 27 combat width. Does artillery do increased damage to building and the likes? Yes, it does, definitely. Especially infrastructure. Chews them up. Yep, these guys were... definitely a good investment. Beautiful template. Kind of feel for the French right now. There's basically a standstill, then something which looks and acts like a doomsday weapon appears and ruins their day. It definitely ruins their day. Ruins it in a big way. Reinforcements are on the way, but they did not get there in time. Now we're starting to feel a few supply issues up there. Supply hubs, meanwhile, are functioning. We need to upgrade you to be motorized. Have we been retaking resources? We have. So the steel is back in our hands. Katanga is a fully upgraded province, which could probably do with being repaired. And that also... Oh, no, I'm still needing to import all of that steel. Riga's capitulated for the 3rd time. Some things apparently never change. Their militia units are quite a lot smaller than mine. Oh wow, Detzner is not even an infantry leader yet. That surprises me a bit. And he's not a ranger either. Although by the end of all of this, I very much hope he is. Have to admit I'm not great at this game, still enjoy it a load, however I still can't get to grips with the new supply system. It's taken some learning. The main thing is supply hubs are super important, these guys. And also make sure you have enough motorized, and then just upgrade all of your units to like full motorized, which is what this button here is. Motorization priority. Make sure it's the 3 trucks, not the 2. That'll massively help your supply. Move the tanks up. Not yet. Now we move the tanks up. That was good. Oh. Austria. Wow. You guys are still missing motorized. Except motorized. There's nothing disallowed. Allow foreign equipment. I do not know why they're not getting them. The 2% war participation is ridiculous. I feel like I have done a bit more than 2%. You're not wrong. Especially as I have the second most kills against Mittelafrika. It's not Austria, it's me. Sorry, against Mittelafrika. Against the Commune of France. I am Mittelafrika. And third against Britain. Austria is second, but that's because of... Oh no, they lost. Damn it, Austria. You were the chosen ones. You had that in hand, I thought. Let's give you more concrete invasion plans, which is to take this. It looks like they're starting to get a bit more defensive down there. Oh, that's a surround. Come on, tanks. Take the train. Still moving in against Angola. The Navy's catching some people out here, that's good. How are you guys doing? You haven't actually fought anything yet. Fair enough. How are we doing with the submarine research? 41 days. I think we may have a short period where we're not producing any ships. Or maybe I'll switch to convoys in the interim. That's probably a better idea. Meanwhile, Ethiopia's deciding to go somewhere else. They're like, you know what? You guys have got this. You're fine. No problem. Meanwhile, the tanks have almost arrived. Are they going to arrive in time? Yes. Yes, they are. And then that also means that I no longer need this line here. Now you're going to go and crush that unit. Excellent. And here come the tanks. 500 soft attack. They have quite a lot more than the jungle units. And this is honestly where they will absolutely excel. If their supply... Haha, supply there is going to be a problem. So let's make sure that you get upgraded, if possible. And they actually have some medium tanks down here. How are we doing? Are they still able to pierce my armor? They are. That is unfortunate. We have 800 defense, though. That's not too shabby.